Hey everyone, Zane here, and I'm going to talk to you about my first reactions to the 80th Golden Globe nominations. Now, a little disclaimer: last year, many of you probably were aware they didn't actually broadcast the award show, due to a massive boycott because of the Foreign Press Association's lack of diversity and not adapting to the modern ways as well as they should have, along with maybe other nitpicky things that people have about that organization or their voting systems. I have my fair shares, but however, after certain improvements, NBC will broadcast the award show this year, and we will see what happens once again. And also another thing to bear in mind, the Golden Globes, like particularly in features, the movies often showcase what is very likely going to be nominated at the next award shows. The ones that would follow would be the Critics' Choice, the SAGs, the PGA, the DGA, the BAFTAs, and the Academy Awards. So, at least with the movies that are nominated here, at least a big chunk of them will very likely get more further nominations at those award shows. And I'm going to talk to you about what I think possibly could, based on how things have been going so far with previous award shows, and very likelihood, and also some Gold Derby predictions. I'm just going to do the editors for both film and television, just to see, and then I'll make my first reaction picks. This is also not my final picks, because this is obviously just the nominations were just announced today. So if you hear the little bell jingling, that's just the cat Lola wandering around. So here we go. So I'm gonna start with the television nominations this year. Here we go. So these are the nominations for a TV limited series or movie supporting actress. What I really liked about this year is that they added another category for the supporting actor and actresses nominations into another category. The limited series and made for TV movies have their own, while drama and comedy have their own. Which is fine. Which is what they needed to do. Yeah, after so long. But we have an interesting list based on the first wave of predictions. We have Jennifer Coolidge and Niecy Nash Beats. Yeah, sorry if I butchered the names. But other nominations include Daisy Edgar-Jones, Claire Danes, and Aubrey Plaza. And I've seen all except for Claire Danes' one. I'll get to that. Hopefully, I'll get to that. So it's a very interesting set of nominations interesting in a good way. So I'm trying to figure out. Well, I'm still gonna decide. Yeah. So my predictions. First guesses. Yeah, I know. All good nominations and would be an interesting competition. Now, because you have two for White Lotus Sicily, one which is for the new season. And I'll be frank, the new season is basically for the cast and its scenery. So we'll get to that part later. But piggybacking on that Aubrey and Jennifer were probably the best ones out of the whole ensemble. So it's interesting. So it's fair, and I feel like those two would be good going head to head. But also Niecy is also did really well in Monster. So I feel like at least my first wave of guesses, it'll be definitely these three. yeah, it'll definitely be. Sorry. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be these three, right here. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's move on to limited series or TV movie supporting actor. Sure. Based on the first waves, what we got? We got Richard Jenkins in Monster. Very, very good pick. Seth Rogen, Pam and Tommy. Fun. Paul Walter Hustler. Sorry if I'm butchering the name, but then Abraham and White Lotus Sicily. So it's a interesting list. Let's see. I still need to see. I still need to see the Blackbird and the Patient, but so far it's a good mix. And let's see, on these so far, at least on the editor's side, there's no clear first pick. Although 2 people did pick Paul for Blackbird. So that's So I think that's very possible. Well, Seth Rogen's good, just like he was nominated for an Emmy as well for that role, so that might count for something. Yeah. So it's always a tough. I know it's always trying to pick your first waves, but it is a very, again, nominations are good, and so I approve. Yeah, but for right now, I'll say my top pick, even though I still haven't seen the show, but I've seen clips from it. I'll go with Paul Walter Hustler from Blackbird. And we'll see and we'll see. That's what I'll roll with. Now we're on to TV, comedy, and drama supporting actress. Let's see. First wave we got Elizabeth Debicki from The Crown. She's really in that. Shirley Lee Ralph from Abbott Elementary. Janelle L. James, Abbott Elementary. Julia Gardner for Ozark. Yeah, of course. And let's see, Hannah as a Ehrenbinder. I hope I said that name right. I still need to see Hacks, but overall, good nominations. And Shirley Lee Ralph won the Emmy recently, so that might be, so that's something. But Elizabeth's also doing well in The Crown, or at least as of now. So for right now, I'll just go with either Shirley Lee or Elizabeth. Yeah, that seems like a pretty straightforward yes for right now. So yeah. All right, now for TV, comedy, drama, supporting actor. It looks like John Turturro. Sorry, my mouth is dry. Or just butchering the names by accident. But Severance. He's on the top. He's in front of all of these guesses, of all these predictions. Nice. Then you also got Tyler James Williams, Henry Winkler, Jonathan Pryce, and John Lithgow. For the old man. So okay. I've seen all except for the old man. So it's a very fair mix of nominations. And honestly, I'll go with John for Severance. So yeah, John is my pick. Oh, here's a fun one. Best TV movie or limited series actress. Yes. Well, you got Amanda Seyfried for The Dropout, Lily James for Pam and Tommy, Jessica Chastain, George and Tammy. Still haven't seen that yet. Julia Gardner for Inventing Anna, and Julia Roberts for Gaslit. Okay, so and 3 of them were nominated for Emmys recently. So for those roles, so that will count as something. But in the end, I'm still gonna go with who I guessed for the Emmy. And who won? Amanda Seyfried for The Dropout. So, and who is also on the top predicted winner for 3 out of the 4, which is nice. And here we go. Oh, here's a good one. TV, movie, or limited series lead actor. And we got Evan Pierce for Monster, playing Dahmer. Taron Egerton, Egerton, or I hope I'm saying the last name right, or first name. For Blackbird. Sebastian Stan for Pam and Tommy. It was funny. Andrew Garfield for Under the Banner of Heaven. Also good. Colin Farrell for The Staircase. I still have to see that, but acceptable. So it's a very acceptable list. And it's a pretty tough one too. But I actually agree with three of the four guesses, where I think that Evan Peters should win for Monster for playing Dahmer. I mean, that's a very, very specific and freaky role to play, and he did really well with it. Now, this is gonna be I might vote again. This is gonna be a tough one for me. Well, we have The White Lotus, Sicily, Monster, Blackbird, Pam and Tommy, and The Dropout. And I've seen all except one, which Blackbird I will see soon. I've seen the others. But that's the thing. Is like I still have to, even though they're also my opinions, but I also have to think the Foreign Press Association's like voting system. Sometimes they tend to go with the most popular or just one that's maybe newer, or they always have like very different things that everybody gets confused by. That's another reason why people have issues with them every once in a while. Well, these editors are picking White Lotus Sicily for their top picks, and which is a mix. And then the runner-ups are basically Monster and Blackbird. Which, if I'm being perfectly honest, I prefer Monster, Pam and Tommy, and The Dropout over The White Lotus second season. Because kind of something I said earlier, the new season is like primarily for the acting and the scenery, not so much the writing and the directing and the story. It's most, because when I'm watching it, I'm basically just saying, oh, I do want to travel there, but there's, anyway, that's just me being personal. But however, it is a very tough list, because because sometimes sometimes people will pick because of critics or just by audiences. It's like finding that balance and who's going to actually win. So it's not really a strong prediction. And also certain story subject matters can be impactful on the wins. Just to like play around and be a little, and try and not be the default, I'm gonna just go with Blackbird for the win. Then maybe the runner-up, Monster, or The Dropout. That's where I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna pick White Lotus for the first pick. But the Foreign Press Association, they may pick it for their reasons, it happens. It happens. Every organization has their selection process, and hopefully they have, as long as they have good reason and intention for it, then hopefully that'll be fine. All right, now for TV actress, we got Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary. Okay, then we got Jean Smarks for Hacks. Even though I still haven't seen it, but I knew that she would win Emmys. She's won Emmys before and done for that role, and also it's Jean Smart, so it's kind of like almost a no-brainer. But then we also have Selena Gomez for Only Murders in the Building, and Jenna Ortega for Wednesday. Okay? And then Kaylee Cuoco, hopefully I said that name right, for The Flight Attendant. So it's a pretty interesting mix. And I'm actually really happy that Selena and Jenna got nominated. So which is really nice. It is a tough fight because they're all good. Quinta is good. Is like on the front runner for all of them, and it looks like Jenna's coming in at rank number 2, fresh off the Wednesday debut, and she knocked it out of the park. So That's probably so. Yeah, and Selena's also like, and Jean are in the mix of like 3 and 4. But predictions and rankings can change because this is only the first day. Okay? And just the editors. I know, so trying to see what will happen. Yeah, my guess is on so I approve of the nominations. But who do I think will be selected? I know, it's always that. It always comes down to that. Okay, for now, I'll just go with Quintenna Brunson for Abbott Elementary. Then I'll just to be fun, I'll throw Jenna Ortega for the runner-up. That sounds pretty fair. Yeah. So yeah, Quintenna for Abbott and Jenna for Wednesday. Yeah. TV comedy actors. So we got Steve Martin, Bill Hader, Martin Short, Donald Glover, and Jeremy Allen White. Okay, so pretty good nominations. I still have not seen the new and final seasons of Atlanta. I only saw the first 2 seasons, and I still haven't seen The Bear yet, but I'll get to it. But so far, it looks like Jeremy is actually in the lead on all these picks, which is all right. So I guess soon I'll have to make sure I watch that really soon. Then we got Steve Martin and Martin Short are in the second and third ranks, and then Bill Hader's actually mixed with Martin Short actually for 3 and 4. And they did put Donald Glover at the lower end, but it's okay. I mean, he's won before, so it's okay. But at least he's nominated, and I mean, I always like him. So I guess this time I'll go with the crowd. I'll go with Jeremy Allen White for The Bear, but with Steve Martin as the runner-up. Now, comedy series. What we got? We got Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Wednesday, Only Murders in the Building, and Hacks. So, yeah, I approve of the list, and I'm looking forward to watching The Bear, and I'll finally get to Hacks again. I know I'm pretty behind on that one. But so far, I'll go with Abbott Elementary for the win, but sometimes also the Golden Globes like to do certain surprises. So maybe The Bear, if he wins Best Actor, they might also vote that for Best Comedy Series. Sometimes that does happen where they'll pick the lead actor or actress and the actual series itself. So it's kind of like, it could also be like Abbott with Quintenna and Shirley. So Abbott could get 3 and Bear could get 2. Yeah. Or so forth. So, yeah. Now our drama TV actresses. Yes, we have, I'm sorry if I'm butchering her name, Emile Charleston for The Crown, Emma D'Arcy for The House of Dragon, Zendaya, Euphoria. Yeah, then we got Laura Linney and Hilary Swank, for Ozark and Alaska Daily. So they're in there, but based on the guesses we have Zendaya have 2 in the lead, then Imelda for 2, and Emma for 1. One guess right down there. Yeah, but again, first days, and probably everybody's going, making their first assumptions. So it is an interesting set. So I think it's gonna definitely be between Imelda, Emma, and Zendaya. And so I'll say those are the 3 ones in the main mix, unless Laura Linney or Hilary Swank rise up in the ranks over time, but they're all on the lower end, respectfully. But I still haven't seen Alaska Daily, but just from observing on how everything is going, this is what it looks like. Crown is possible. Every time they switch the actors out, they tend for the 2 seasons lumps. First 2, 3 and 4, and now 5 and 6. Sometimes they often will reward the new actor and actresses for at least so So it's possible, and she's doing well with it. But Zendaya also is also big on that one, where her has a lot more like character actions, and she had to like, and she's also won the 2 Emmys for Euphoria. Yeah, literally. So yeah, and Emma. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with this category. But I'll say from the first set, and because it's the first day, or first days, I'll go with Zendaya. Yeah, as my top pick, and then Imelda for number 2. Yeah, or runner-up, I guess. Now for TV drama actor. Okay, we got a fun one. Because Adam Scott for Severance. We got Kevin Costner for Yellowstone. Still haven't seen it, but I've heard many good things. And Bob Odenkirk for the final season of Better Call Saul. Jeff Bridges, The Old Man, and Diego Luna for Andor. I approve this list as well. It's a good list, and even though I've only seen 3 out of the 5, but anyway, and as of now, looks like Adam is in the lead for the top predictors on up here for the recent updated ones. Then we got maybe Jeff Bridges and Bob Odenkirk. So yeah, so that's an interesting thing. I mean, this is the category that like I've also had conversations with friends about, or online, where it's like primarily about Bob is like it, because Better Call Saul hasn't really won any awards, even though everybody loves it, and it was a great final 8 season, especially the last one, but still hasn't, but again, didn't win anything. So there's like some people thinking maybe this season they'll finally reward him with the wins. And it's kind of like Breaking Bad kind of did the same thing, where it's like it didn't win a whole lot at first, but then over time it did win a lot more, or just a lot. But there's other TV shows that do that too. But at the same time, it has been a show where it was kind of like a certain progression wasn't really as intriguing or exciting compared to all the new shows, and because there's a big surge in television, the newer ones are ones that the newer shows are what people are more intrigued by, and also but this is also in the acting category, and I actually kind of agree with like all the top 3 up here, where Adam Scott with Severance, because that is also, he does really great in that one, and it's a great show. Too. So like, I know it's a tough debate, and I mean they're all good. So from off the top of my head and first guesses, I'm gonna go with Adam Scott for Severance. Then because of final season, I'll give Bob Odenkirk the runner-up. Yeah, just for that. Now, drama series, also a fun one. We got Severance, The Crown, House of the Dragon, Better Call Saul, and final season of Ozark. Final season of Better Call Saul as well. So yeah, we got 2 new shows, 5th season of a show, and 2 final seasons of shows. Oof. Wow. You gotta be. Yeah. But Severance dominates with 4 of the top picks out of the 5, with The Crown trailing as the front runner. As the runner-up. And I'd say, and from the looks of it, House of the Dragon is the 3rd runner-up. So that's just how things go. There's a lot of TV, and we have to acknowledge. We have to acknowledge them all, and also Better Call Saul. They might keep in mind they'll still have a last chance at the next Emmys for their last season, so maybe they'll probably reward it properly with that. But Ozark had their last ones, and so anyway, I'm gonna go with Severance as my pick for the win. Then yeah, Crown is my second runner-up. Yeah. or the runner-up. And that is a wrap on the television nominations. So now, let's go to the movies. Alright, here we go. It's time for all the nominations in the movies. So, this is going to be an interesting list. So we are going to start with Best Song. And, based on, let's see, we got 5. Okay, same as the film one, the television editor picks. There's 5 of them. So we'll be able to see what they got. And, looks like Hold My Hand dominates with at the top of 4 of the 5. Alright, with Black Panther, their Lift Me Up, trailing as the runner-up. Okay, nice. And then we also got kind of a mixed bag with all the other ones where it's like RRR has a song. Okay, and then Pinocchio has a song, and Where the Crawdads Sing in Carolina, and apparently that's Taylor Swift, so it's possible. Okay, I know, and I think this one was like Rihanna's, and the director also helped write the song, and the composer too, so it's and Hold My Hand is obviously Lady Gaga, so you got a tough list. This will be this is at least a good fight. A really good go against each other, which is nice. But based on my first picks, I'm gonna go with Top Gun Maverick, Hold My Hand. And also a side note, Take My Breath Away won Best Original Song at the Oscars for the first movie. So if this one wins at the Golden Globes and at the Oscars, it'll help repeat the pattern, and it'll probably be also like a nice tribute. And plus, it's a good song. You can't go wrong with Gaga. Yeah. So I'll say the runner-up is gonna probably be the Lifts Me Up, for the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. So we'll go with that. Now for Best Score. Oh, we got a bit of a mix. Oh, they're all over the place. Okay. Let me see. Okay, we got Pinocchio, Women Talking, Babylon, The Fabelmans, and the Banshees of Inisherin, or how do you say the last word? The orders, and they're all very random and picks. They're all, I think, what we got? We got 2 people picking the Banshees. Yes. Then we got 1 for the Fabelmans. Then we got Pinocchio and a Woman Talking. So, yeah. So, and just from the looks of it, Babylon's no top picker, but they still have it in the mix of a runner-up. I know it's a tough category. At least very early on, it's pretty tough. Because you obviously can't go wrong with John Williams. Banshees was also a pretty good score. So I acknowledge the score more than other parts of the movie, so I'll give it that. I'd be fine. So I'd be okay with that. Still have to hear the Pinocchio and Women Talking and Babylon scores, but in time. Yeah, it's a tough one. Because part of me really wants to go with the Fabelmans because it's John Williams. It's just however, he's won constantly in the past, and they may want to reward other composers that haven't won as much, or they feel more new, or maybe they all have different opinions on why they're picking which one. So, I'll say for right now, I'll stick with the Fabelmans until a later date, and then we'll see. Again, this is very early on, so best foreign film. That's what they say. What we got? All Quiet on the Front, Western Front, sorry. RRR, Decision to Leave, Close, and Argentina 1985. So okay, we got, from the looks of it, we got RRR and All Quiet on the Western Front are the front runners. Okay. I think I've heard good things about the first two. I've heard some things about all the other ones. I think just right now, I'll just go with RRR, and All Quiet on the Western Front as the runner-up. Okay, animated feature. What we got? We got the new Pinocchio. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Heard good things about that one too. Turning Red. And then Unu O. Oh, that's an interesting one. Then the new Puss in Boots. Okay. Interesting, but from the looks of it, what we got? It looks like Pinocchio and Marcel are the ones that are the majority of the top picks. For right now, I'll go with Pinocchio. For my pick. This one's gonna be a tough one. The best screenplay. So we got The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, Fabelmans, and Women Talking. I still have not seen Tar or Women Talking, but I've heard praise for those ones. Now, from the one, and based on these first guesses, they automatically went to The Banshees of Inisherin, but they do have Everything Everywhere All at Once and the Fabelmans in the mix of like the second as like the runner-ups. So, what do I think? Here's the thing about I'd say, well, Everything Everywhere All at Once is honestly spectacular and did really and was like more original and had like a lot more ambition and also just more likable. Well, there's that. Banshees is it's an interesting one. However, it does feel very play-like, and it's not really the best story out of all the ones I've seen. Like, it's like not like something I'd say is a masterpiece or anything groundbreaking or anything like that. I wouldn't go that far. Or Fabelmans is also really good. Just like, it's a family coming of age and all that stuff. Just like some voters might say that there's a lot of those they may not. So, but we'll see. Yeah, but in general, the screenplays are good, and although, I'm not gonna pick the Banshees just because, like I said, the story is not like great, and it was a little too play-like, to the point where it's like, not really that high on there, and it's all that. So but for my pick, I'm gonna go with Everything Everywhere All at Once for best screenplay. I think that's the one that should get it. But again, the voters might pick other Banshees or Fabelmans, and for one reason or the other. Now we got best director. We have Steven Spielberg, obviously, the Daniels, Everything Everywhere at Once, Martin McDonagh, James Cameron, and Baz Luhrmann. So it's an interesting mix. What do I say? So there's 6 guys on here. Well, obviously, based on the list, we have Steven Spielberg is in the lead of all 4 of these ones, and then we have the Daniels are the runner-ups for 4 of them as well. And let's see who's like in the mix. Then it's gonna be like between Martin, James, and Baz are all in a weird funky mix. So for right now, it looks like it's going to be Steven and the Daniels are going to be the ones going back to back. Alright, so I think that sounds good. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't pick Martin for best director, honestly. And I think Baz is he was good, but I think that one's more, I think Elvis is more of the dark horse selection out of the batch. And we'll find out. And Avatar, well, I'm gonna find out, very soon. So for directing, I agree with the selections. I'll go with Steven Spielberg as my top pick. Then the Daniels, the runner-ups. So I think those are the two that should, win either way. All right, so we got supporting actor. Sure. We got Brendan Gleeson from The Banshees, Kei Hung Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse, Brad Pitt for Babylon, and Barry Keoghan for however you say his name for Banshees. So what we got? Well, based on all these, it looks like Kwan is has 3 of the 5, and Brendan has 2 of the 5. While each one being the runner-ups for each other. Then we have a big mix of the other 3. Let's see. I still need to see. Well, obviously, I still need to see Babylon and The Good Nurse. So it's gonna be a tough fight. But I'm just trying to think who's gonna be technically the dark horse nomination on here. Is it Brad Pitt or Barry? Or maybe Eddie is the dark horse one, but once the Critics' Choice announce their nominations, then we'll actually know for sure. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Kei Hung Kwan on Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once, then Brendan Gleeson for Banshees for as the runner-up. I'm gonna go with that. Best Supporting Actress. This one's gonna be an interesting one. You got Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Angela Bassett for Wakanda Forever. I still need to see that. Barry Condon for Banshees. Dolly D. Long, Triangle of Sadness. I still haven't seen that, but heard certain things about it. And Carey Mulligan for She Said. And I don't know why she's at the bottom of most of the ones. I really liked her in that one. But we have Jamie Lee Curtis in the lead for 4 out of the 5. So that's possible. As of now, everything's a bit of a mixed bag, but it looks like Angela Bassett and Carey Condon are the ones going back and forth for the runner-up, the runner-ups. Yeah. As of now, I would put Carey on there. A little, maybe 4 or 4. I wouldn't put her as 5. I'd put her 3 or 4. But anyway, right now I'm just gonna go with Jamie Lee Curtis. Nurse for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Best actor in a comedy or musical. This is gonna be interesting. Mixed. Colin Farrell for Banshees. Then we got Diego Calvana for Babylon. We'll find out. Daniel Craig for Glass Onion. Ralph Fiennes for The Menu. And looks like Adam Driver for White Noise. Okay. Interesting. Okay, but first observation, so you got Colin Farrell on the lead for that. He was the lead of the movie, and he was really good in it. It was one of his best roles. He had a good year. He had a good year this year. Here with that, The Batman, and 13 Lives, and what was it, Young Yang, or I'm sorry if I'm misremembering that, but so he had a good year. And it looks like Daniel Craig is the runner-up, and everybody else is in matter of opinion. So, what do we say? But also, some of these ones, they might not all look, because we're entering the categories where there's technically 10 Best Actor and Best Actress nominations. So, obviously, half of them won't make it to like the respectively for Academy Awards or other ones. So it's gonna be an interesting. Let me think. First bet, I'll go with Colin Farrell with Daniel Craig as the runner-up. Yeah, that's pretty fair. And we got a good one. Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Margot Robbie, Babylon. Emma Thompson, Good Luck to You. Leo Grand. Anya Taylor-Joy for The Menu. And then Leslie Manville for Miss Harris Goes to Paris. So far, I mean, Michelle and Margot are the current runner-ups. Oops. So, then everybody else is like in the other ones in different ranks. I mean, Margot Robbie's always amazing. But I think we won't know. But it's still a little bit hard to tell because I still haven't heard too much about Babylon, and we'll have to see how things go. But I mean, she's always amazing, so there's that. She could she could overthrow Michelle, but I don't know, and I'm not entirely saying that right now. So right now, I'm just going to go with Michelle for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And then Margot Robbie is the runner-up. That sounds fair. Well, okay, comedy or musical? Oh, okay. We got Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Banshees of Inisherin, or how do you say it? Babylon, Triangle of Sadness, and Glass Onion. Okay, let's see who picks what. Okay, we got 3 for Everything Everywhere All at Once, ranked in the top picks, and then 2 for The Banshees. And they are runner-upping each. They are runner-upping each other. Oh boy. Everything else is like, we'll have to wait until there's more ratings from both critics and audiences. Audiences is more important in my opinion. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Everything Everywhere All at Once, just because, I like the movie I like the movie better, and it's also like it fits more in the comedy category. Okay, we have now best drama actor. We got Austin Butler for Elvis, Bill Nye for Living, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Hugh Jackman for The Sun, Jeremy Pope for The Inspection. Okay, it's an interesting set. Let's see. Unfortunately, I've only seen one of these. The other one's just clips or trailers. So, but we got Austin Butler for 4 out of the 5, right? With like in between Bill Nye and Brendan Fraser, you're in the front runner-ups for 2 or 3. Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting in term how this will progress. Just for now, I'm just going to go with Austin Butler for Elvis. He knocked it out of the park, and I think that deserves recognition. So, I think I'll be fine with that. Runner-ups, if I pick one. It is a tough fight, but I'll go with Bill Nye for runner-up 1. If I had to pick a third, then I'll go with Brandon. Best actress. We got Cate Blanchett for Tar, Michelle Williams, The Fabelmans, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Viola Davis, The Woman King, and Olivia Colman, Empire of Light. Let's see. Again, I've only watched one of these, so it's still pretty early on for me to pick a top pick, but everybody's picking Cate Blanchett for Tar with Michelle Williams as as the runner-up, and looks like then maybe Viola Davis. Yes, John? It's interesting. It's a very interesting one. What do I say? For now, well, even though I've only seen Michelle, but but I also know that Kate Blanchett is always amazing. And I think everybody's, from what I've heard about Tar, they will, regardless of their opinion on it, they do praise Kate. So, for right now, I'm going to go with Kate Blanchett for Tar, with Michelle Williams as the runner-up. And now, Best Film Drama, which a lot of times do help predict Best Picture for like some of the following awards, but not all the time. Some of them are not always that way. Don't always go that way. Especially last year, where the Golden Globes picked Power of the Dog for best drama, which honestly should not have won at all. It should have been at the bottom of the list. But however, that's last year. This is this year, and based on these ones, we have Elvis, The Fabelmans, Avatar, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. So let's see. I mean, it's a tough fight. And it's a little bit of an odd one, too. Because you have Elvis for 3 of the 5, with Fabelmans for 2 of the 5. Where they are runner-upping each other. So there's that. Yeah, even though I like the Fabelmans a little bit better than Elvis, just by slight. But Elvis is still an interesting movie, and I think why they're have this at the top of the list is that it feels a little bit more different, and we don't really see that many movies about, haven't really seen, and biopic about world famous singers, and there's only a handful of ones that are all the way accepted. And the last time they did Rockin' Man, and he ended up, and Taron actually won for that one. And was it Bohemian Rhapsody was the previous year, and then Rami, then that one as well. Although I like Rockin' Man a little better. I think a lot of us did, respectfully, but it was just but anyway. But they were crowd pleasers, and sometimes these two, they are crowd pleasers. Top Gun's also a crowd pleaser as well, and also deserves the recognition because of like all its major achievements, and also doing even better than its predecessor. And we'll see if Avatar, like after 13 years does better than its predecessor or not. But that might also be why it's on the nominations. Then we have Tar, but although it's kind of still in the mix to bottom range, but it happens. So that's the, I guess, final bit is Elvis versus the Fabelmans. What do I pick? Or what do I think the Hollywood Foreign Press Association is going to pick? Honestly, I'm going to go with the Fabelmans, with Elvis as the runner-up. So that is my first reactions to the Golden Globe nominations. So, like and subscribe and share this around, and keep an eye out for the Critics' Choice nomination first reactions video coming soon. Take care.